Florida, land of sunshine, beaches, and plummeting real estate prices? That's right, folks. The Sunshine State's housing market, once a sure bet for investors, is looking a little less bright these days. For years, people flocked to Florida, driving up demand and prices. But lately, things have changed. Prices are dropping, and the once booming market is showing signs of cooling down. So what's going on?
Flocked to Florida during the pandemic, buying up homes, sending supply down and prices up. But now it's the number of homes selling that's plummeting. From rising homeowners insurance costs to HOA fees and multiple devastating hurricanes this year, fewer people are buying homes in Florida.
Why is Florida real estate suddenly taking a nosedive? Is this a blip on the radar or the start of a larger trend? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the wild world of Florida real estate. Let's talk numbers, people. Data shows that Florida's real estate market is indeed experiencing a decline. We're not talking about a tiny dip. This is a noticeable drop. Median home prices, which were sky-high just a year ago, have gone down. Some areas are seeing bigger drops than others, but the overall trend is clear. Florida real estate is getting cheaper. This might sound like good news for buyers, and it can be. But for homeowners who bought at the peak, it's a different story. They're facing a market where their homes are suddenly worth less than what they paid. Investors, too, are feeling the pinch. The days of flipping Florida properties for a quick profit seem to be over, at least for now. You can't talk about real estate without talking about the economy, and right now, the economy is giving us mixed signals. Inflation is still a thing, even if it's cooled down a bit. Interest rates are up, which means mortgages are more expensive. These factors make it harder for people to buy homes, which impacts demand. Then there's the stock market. It's been on a roller coaster ride lately, and that uncertainty makes people hesitant to make big investments like buying a house. In short, the economy is playing a role in Florida's real estate slowdown. It's creating uncertainty and making it more expensive to buy a home, which puts downward pressure on prices.
Of those available homes is another problem.
The market is going up, interest rates are going up, and then no one's able to buy. So the properties are just going to be sitting there because we don't have anyone able to qualify to purchase these homes.
Florida is beautiful, but it has a volatile side. Hurricanes are a fact of life in the Sunshine State, and they can have a devastating impact. Recent years have seen some particularly nasty hurricanes hit Florida, causing widespread damage and displacing residents. These storms also impact the real estate market. After a hurricane, demand for housing often spikes as people need places to live. But once the immediate crisis passes, the market can soften. Insurance premiums skyrocket, and some homeowners decide to sell and move to less hurricane-prone areas. Climate change is a factor here too. As sea levels rise and extreme weather events become more frequent, potential buyers are starting to factor in the long-term risks of owning property in Florida. Section 5. People on the move demand shifts. Over the past few years, we've seen significant changes in where people choose to live. The pandemic has been a major catalyst, causing many to rethink their living situations and priorities. Remember how people were flocking to Florida? The Sunshine State became a popular destination for those seeking warmer climates and a more relaxed lifestyle. Well, that trend seems to be slowing down. The once bustling streets and crowded beaches are now seeing fewer newcomers. Part of this is due to the factors we've already discussed: the economy, natural disasters, and rising insurance costs. Hurricanes and flooding have made some reconsider the risks of living in Florida. But there are other reasons too. The rise of remote work has fundamentally changed the way we think about where we need to live. Remote work, which boomed during the pandemic, has given people more flexibility in where they live. No longer tied to a specific location for their job, many are exploring new places to call home. Some who moved to Florida for the lifestyle are now finding they can enjoy that lifestyle elsewhere, often at a lower cost. States with similar climates and amenities are becoming attractive alternatives. Demographics also play a role. The aging baby boomer generation is making different choices about where to spend their retirement years. As baby boomers age, some are choosing to downsize or move closer to family, which might not be in Florida. They are seeking proximity to loved ones and more manageable living situations. These shifting demographics and lifestyle choices are contributing to a decrease in demand for Florida real estate. which puts downward pressure on prices. The real estate market is adjusting to these new patterns of migration and living preferences. Section 6, Florida versus the Nation A market comparison. So, how does Florida's real estate market compare to the rest of the country? It's a mixed bag. Nationally, the real estate market is also cooling down. Rising interest rates and economic uncertainty are impacting affordability and demand across the board. However, some regions are faring better than others. The Midwest, for example, is seeing relatively stable prices and even some growth in certain areas. This is partly due to more affordable housing options and a strong job market in some sectors. Compared to these areas, Florida's market looks a bit shakier. The combination of high prices, economic uncertainty, and natural disaster risks makes Florida a less attractive option for some buyers compared to other regions. Section 7, Homeowners and Investors, Feeling the Heat. Who is most affected by Florida's real estate downturn? The answer is multifaceted, impacting various groups in different ways. Homeowners and investors are definitely feeling the heat. The market's volatility has left many in a state of uncertainty. For homeowners who bought at the peak of the market, seeing their property values decline can be unsettling. The dream of homeownership has turned into a financial burden for some. They might be stuck with a mortgage that's higher than their home's current value, a situation known as being underwater. This can lead to financial strain and difficult decisions. Investors who bet big on Florida real estate are also facing challenges. The anticipated returns are not materializing as expected. Rental income might not be enough to cover expenses, leading to cash flow issues. The once lucrative market is now fraught with risks, and flipping properties for a profit is much harder in a declining market. The quick turnaround investments are no longer a sure bet. However, it's important to remember that real estate is a long game. Market fluctuations are part of the cycle, and patience can be rewarding. While the current market might be challenging, it offers opportunities for those who can weather the storm. Strategic planning and resilience are key. It's unlikely that Florida real estate will collapse entirely. The state's unique appeal continues to attract interest. The state still has a lot to offer, from its beautiful beaches to its vibrant communities. These factors contribute to its enduring value, and long-term growth is still possible. With careful investment and a bit of patience, the future of Florida real estate remains promising. Section 8. The future of Florida real estate. Cloudy with a chance of... So, what's next for Florida real estate? The market has always been a topic of interest, especially given Florida's unique position as a prime destination for both tourists and retirees. The allure of its sunny beaches, vibrant culture, and no state income tax has always made it a hot spot for real estate investments. Is this the end of the sunshine and rainbows? Not necessarily. While the market is experiencing a downturn, it's important to remember that real estate is inherently cyclical. There are always ups and downs, and what we're seeing now could just be a temporary phase. The market is cyclical, and what goes down must come up, eventually. Historically, Florida has bounced back from various economic challenges, whether it's the aftermath of hurricanes or economic recessions. The resilience of the market is something that many investors count on. The question is when and how quickly things will rebound. Timing the market can be tricky, and while some investors prefer to wait for clear signs of recovery, others see downturns as opportunities to buy properties at lower prices. Some experts believe that the current downturn is a correction after years of unsustainable growth. The rapid increase in property values over the past decade was bound to hit a ceiling at some point, and this correction could bring more balance to the market. They predict that prices will stabilize and eventually start to rise again, albeit at a slower, more sustainable pace. This could be beneficial in the long run, as it prevents the formation of a real estate bubble and ensures steady growth. Others are more cautious, pointing to the significant challenges facing the state, such as climate change, affordability issues, and the volatile economy. These factors could potentially slow down the recovery process and make it more unpredictable. They believe that the market could remain sluggish for several years before any significant recovery occurs. This perspective is often shared by those who are more risk-averse and prefer to see concrete improvements before making any major investments. The truth is, no one knows for sure what the future holds. Real estate markets are influenced by a myriad of factors, many of which are beyond our control. Economic policies, global events, and even technological advancements can all play a role in shaping the market's trajectory. However, by understanding the factors at play, the economy, natural disasters, demand shifts, and more, we can make more informed decisions about buying, selling, or investing in Florida real estate. Staying informed and adaptable is key to navigating these uncertain times. And hey, even if prices are down, you can't put a price on sunshine and beaches, right? The lifestyle and natural beauty that Florida offers are timeless, and for many, that's worth more than any market fluctuation.